Now, if I don't say how to get the equations, you can use the point slope form, you can use any form you want, right? That's fine. Okay? However, the way I'm going to write it down is just a quick and dirty way. My equations are going to be y minus 1 over x plus 3 equals negative 4/10, and y plus 10 over x plus 3 equals 1/10. The slope of this is equal to the slope of this. The slope of this is equal to the slope of this. If these points are accurate, to the extent these points are accurate, this will give me my equation, right? So I solve this for y. Well, what do we get? We get y equals negative 4/10 x, and then 3 times negative 4/10 is negative 12/10. We add 1, and we get negative 1/5. Okay? Now, I did that in my head, and it's probably wrong, but you can fix it. Okay? And over here, we solve it.
Why is it negative 1/5?
Just work it out. Multiply both sides by x plus 3, distribute, add 1 to both sides. Okay? Because we're getting negative 12/10 out of this, and then we're adding 1, which is 10/10. Negative 12/10 and 10/10 is negative 2/10, which reduces to negative 1/5. But I'm not, we don't need to worry about that. If I'm wrong, everybody can solve that equation for y.
Yeah.
Okay? So I don't need to show you how to solve that equation for y. I'm just going to say, if I solved it right, I used my head, suspicious, but that's what I believe the solution would have been. Here we're going to get y equals 1/10 x, and then we're going to get what? We're going to get a 3/10 out of this, but then we're going to subtract 10, which is going to give me negative 97 tenths. Okay? And I leave it as a mixed number because we're going to mix these things up, right? Now, what should my point of intersection be?
So, which one you want?
I take, there are two things I can do, okay? Write down my two equations and ask what I can eliminate. Now, I could multiply both equations by 4 and I would eliminate x, because I'd give it 4/10 x and negative 4/10 x, right? Or I can multiply one of them by negative 1 and eliminate y, right? I have that choice. If it's easy to eliminate x, sometimes that's a good choice.
Yep.
But when we have the equations in slope-intercept form, it's always really easy to eliminate y, right? So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to say, okay, negative y equals plus 4/10 x plus 1/5, changing the sign of everything. In other words, multiplying everything in this equation, every term of this equation, by negative 1, right? Because that doesn't change the truthfulness of the equation. It doesn't change the solutions of the equation. And then I've got y equals 1/10 x minus 97/10. Now I can add these, and I'm going to get 0 equals, well, 4 and 1 is 5, so that's 5/10, which is 1/2, right? But I guess I'm going to keep it as 5/10 because I'm going to need, man, no, I'm going to make it 1/2. I don't really need a common denominator because I'm never going to add this term to this term. Okay? And then 1/5 is 2/10. 2/10 and negative 97/10 is negative 95/10. And 95/10 is 18/19. Wait, 19/20. Sorry. Numerator, denominator, divide by 5. Okay? And then I have 3 dots, and I find that x is 19/10.
Wait,
You can solve this. I don't have to explain how to get that, okay? We don't take class time to explain how to get from here to here because everybody can do that, okay?
no, I just.
Yeah, I can't let you go away being that disturbed. No, you're good.
No, I was just thinking 95/10
Okay.
does not make 19/20.
Well, you gotta multiply by 2. And 2 times 19/20 is 19/10. But work through the details as you will. You won't necessarily see something I do in my head until you sit down and work it out, right? But you can fill those dots in. Everybody can fill those dots in. If you do it carefully, you're gonna get it right. Okay? Okay, so y equals 1/10 of 19/10 minus 97/10. Okay? And you're not going to like this any better. But that's going to be 19 minus 970 over 10. Over 100, sorry. Which is negative 951
Over 100.
over 100. Well, this is 1.9, and this is negative 9.51. Okay?
So you was wrong.
So something's really screwed up.
Yeah.
Maybe in my mental arithmetic, that's certainly possible.
Mine happens on this one.
Okay?
So you did it on purpose, just so you can show.
Well, I made questionable estimates here, right?
I think you're just trying to confuse us.
Okay? But they weren't that far off, and I shouldn't be that far off on either of those.
That's that, mine
If I'm
always
off by
end up
2 or
like
3,
this.
that's one thing. If I'm off by 75 or whatever that is, that's another thing, right?
That's all.
So something I did
6.5.
is
49.
Is that
pretty
11?
much messed up, and I'm not interested in seeing what to do. I'm interested in giving you the process. I'm not particularly interested in being real careful, but in giving you this example, there's the process. Go ahead and fix my numbers. Okay? But what I really want to illustrate here is what I need to see when I evaluate this problem. Okay? If this mystery number 1.9 suddenly appears with no documentation of how it's connected to what we have here, then I don't have information to evaluate your solution, right? Especially if that number is wrong, which it clearly is. Okay? Now, I might do an addendum when I post this, because it should be pretty easy for me to find my error, okay? But I'm not going to take class time to do that.